You are about to listen to an exclusive interview on Maximum Threshold Radio. Thanks for listening to us at MaximumThreshold.net. Horns up, fists in the air.
Hey everybody, it's Jeff from Maximum Threshold, and I'm here with Matt from Exhumed. How's it going today, Matt?
It's going good, man. It's going good. We're gearing up for the record release party in LA. Getting ready to leave the house here in a couple hours and head down to LA and go for the beers with the kids. And apparently, on our behalf, a beer pong challenge has been issued to everyone in the bar to play as a beer pong. So it's going to be an interesting night.
Oh, so the gauntlet's been thrown down already, huh?
Exactly. So I'm not that good at the pong part of it. I'm fine. I think it'll be a good time. I'd play.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not good at the pong part either. The beer part, I'm a natural.
Exactly.
I'm a natural athlete in that department. So it's been a busy week, man. Tuesday the record came out, which is awesome, by the way. I did a review. I absolutely love it. It's very mature for an Exhumed record. Not taking like a juvenile shot at you guys, but I mean it's very mature and deliberate and polished. Did you guys set out to do that intentionally, or is that just kind of how it came out when everything was getting thrown out and getting recorded?
I think that after the last record, which, I mean, we were all actually really happy with the last record, which is pretty unusual, at least for me. And, we kind of felt, we set out to do something with that one, and we achieved it, so we didn't want to just be repetitive. And as we played more and more shows, we were really having trouble kind of pacing the set correctly to have more mid-pace songs. So the main thought that we had, kind of going into the writing process was just a bit more groove and a little bit more space in the songs, and sure, I guess is what I've been hearing. Sort of, still,
right.
But I think it just was kind of the natural thing. The last record was like really relentless, so this one has a little bit more space, a little bit more dynamics. It's just kind of a natural reaction to the last one, and just kind of go where it takes us,
Right, and not for anybody that hasn't heard it yet. We're not saying like there's acoustic stuff on here, and Matt saying I gave my love a cherry. None of that bullshit, anything like that. So
it's funny because it's like I'm kind of torn because I do want people to know that hey, it's a different kind of record, but at the same time I don't want to scare people into thinking that it's nice. I mean, it's not particularly friendly or anything. It's pretty intense, I think.
Oh, absolutely. So when did all these ideas start get kicked around? Like at the last part of the legs for the All Guts tour? Did you guys have an idea of what was going on, or did you take a break and kind of step back from things for a while and then come back together? And
we did the writing for All Guts, like Guitar Player Wes and I. We kind of did it in like one 6-month jag, and speaking for myself, I mean, I hadn't really reviewed any like Exhumed songs, death metal songs in years. So the first few songs weren't that great, but as I continued working, I kept getting more and more ideas, and a couple of the songs, like The Silver Decks to Come, and are based on stuff that I had started working for the last album. I just didn't take the time to finish the whole song, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I kind of had these pieces like, hey, wait a second. And I was already kind of, even through the writing process as well, these songs are all like Slayer beat, blast beat, Slayer beat, blast beat, blast beat, Slayer beat, solo part, Slayer beat at the end, And I thought, like, shit, we need some slower songs. So, I mean, I already had that in my mind going forward, I'm the kind of person, I'm just always writing, like, I'm always writing songs, whether they're metal or not metal, or they're thrash or death metal, or, I just sweat, I come up with ideas, and, yes, most of them suck, but some of them end up being not that bad, so,
right.
It was cool because in between tours, I would just work on stuff, and because it was here and there, I think think there was a lot more differentiation between the songs rather than writing them all in sort of one spree where they kind of similar to each other, you know.
Right. So is this lineup, are we going to see a little bit more stability now instead of the changing parts and integrating guys here and there? Is this going to be the lineup that you can see for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. The thing with the last record, I mean, with Danny and Leah, we knew that they weren't going to be going on like a full tour with the band. I mean, that was clear, you know, even from the recording, you know. Before we recorded the album, we knew that. We just didn't know if we were going to go the route of doing a lot of touring, or if we were just going to do maybe a little bit there, and then, you know, once we just started getting more and more offers, and, you know, getting busier and busier, you know, we found Mike Hamilton, our drummer, also drums for Geek and Flesh. You know, he was living in, like, really close to the town where I ended up moving to because my family's here. And so we just were hanging out, and then it just sort of was a natural because he hasn't played shows in years. We just started jamming, and then he goes, well, hey, you want to come and do Health Festival? I said, you know, so he came on board, and then Rob and I put together a band called Grave Hill, and I knew that he was just, like, ready to rock. You know, he just wanted to be a touring musician and not, you know, work a regular job as the same as me. And we got along really well, and so that made a lot of sense. And then, you know, with Wes, our guitar player, kept touring, and just was taking a couple of like physics scientifically, and that kind of just led to a lot of, you know, strength with the band, and just was the right thing to do to cut them loose and to bring Bud back on board because, you know, for Bud again, so the guy that wants to just be in the van and be on tour and, you know, just playing, you know, every day or whatever. And Bud has a history with the band. He's a great guitar player, you know.
Right.
He's our bass player for years back in the day. So, as far as I know, you know, this is like a permanent lineup. I mean, it's permanent as it gets in, like, the world of rock and roll.
Right.
So, hopefully, it sticks around and, you know, I think we all really like each other, you know, and that sounds corny, but I mean, like, we really enjoy ourselves, like, as human beings, and that's something that I know a lot of bands don't have, or at least not in the abundance that we do. We party together every night, we're always laughing, we're always joking around, and, you know, we were just on tour for 4 months, and it's like, I don't think we had, like, a single, you know, serious argument. You know, so that's pretty fucking good. You can live with somebody for 4 months and not, like, really angry with them. That's pretty fucking, you know.
Right, when you're not trying to kick the shit out of each other, like, 2 weeks in. Yeah, that's definitely a good thing. And Bud, man, he's shredding on them solos on the record, bro. He's tearing shit up.
Yeah, I mean, just him alone, I think has brought things to another level, and that's part of what it comes to direction too. Is like you have a guitar player like that, and you know what he can do. It's like you want to give him the room to do it. You know, I mean, it's the same thing with Mike's drumming. I mean, he really, you know, if you listen to the latest Beach album, I mean, what he did on our record is so done down compared to what he can do, and I think we're just still kind of like finding a way to maximize his potential because he's a monster. You know, so the fact that we have a bass player, not a guitar player that plays bass. Now, it's like, hey, look, there's bass in the song. It's like, this is new.
Right.
It just feels way more like a band effort, and that's the result of having a real lineup, you know?
And it's brought your sound out, too. It's really, the whole album as a whole, it's just got like that real fat, chunky sound throughout the whole thing. Everything is like perfect. Nothing's like overdone. Like the guitars aren't drowning out the bass, and the bass isn't drowning out the guitars and the drum. You know, it's just perfect. Everything is just goes together perfectly, as they say. And
thanks, man.
I was really. I'm getting to be an old man, Matt, so there's not many records anymore and that really excite me. You know, I've been through the highs and the low parts of stuff coming out, and nothing really gets me too excited where I'm like 3 months in advance. I'm like biting at my nails waiting for it to come out, man. And the new one by you guys definitely was one of those albums.
Oh, cheers, man. That means a lot, dude. I really appreciate it, man. That's cool.
Not a problem. And like I said, for an old man, getting to be an old man, I should say, that when you're a kid, when I was a kid, I always remember, and probably you too, there's always tons of stuff coming out, and it was always good stuff. Today there's so many bands doing the same thing and putting out watered down versions of retreaded stuff, and it sounds like garbage, so the market's flooded and people don't know what to buy. But I mean, back in the day, Exhumed's coming out, or, oh yeah, man, I'm marking this day, and it's coming out the same day. There's a Pantera record coming out, and there's a new Asphyx album coming. I mean, there was tons of stuff always coming out, man, that you could check out. And it's not like that. The industry's changed a lot, so it's refreshing when a couple little batches of discs come out here like they were, where you can get excited and actually look forward to it and go to the store and get it and mark the days off on your calendar till it comes out.
Oh, that's awesome, man. And the thing is, I think, it's like anything else, when you're a kid, it's all about perspective. If it's super new to you, then it's really exciting, even though to somebody else, they're like, oh, I heard this shit before, or whatever. When I talked to the other guys, they were just like, oh, have you heard this band? I was like, no. And then I'll hear them. I'm like, that sounds like kind of like this mixed with that, but with this kind of production.
Right, and they're like, who?
What's that?
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's just, it's a total perspective thing. I mean, I think, if I was 26 when Kill 'Em All came out, I'd be like, it just sounds like Discharge playing Angel Witch riffs. Like, all right, cool.
Right.
But, when I was 12 or whatever, I was like, what the fuck? I've never heard you watching. It's amazing. So,
exactly.
Yeah, we're all getting older, man.
Yeah, for sure. What are you listening to now, man? When you're writing, do you try to stay away from anything to listen to, new and that, so you don't get your mind all clogged up with a bunch of stuff? You can just focus on what you are doing, or do you jam some tunes, man, and check new stuff out too?
I mean, with metal, I don't really hear a lot of new stuff, aside from my friend's band, because, especially death metal, I just don't listen to that much of it, because, especially since the band's gotten together, right before Exhumed was getting together, I was actually listening to a ton of death metal, but it was more like the stuff I grew up with or whatever. But, now that we're so involved with it all the time, playing every day, playing with other bands and stuff, probably to me even less of, but the big thing I think is that you just listen to all kinds of music. I mean, the riffs and stuff always come from the same, late 80s, early 90s, kind of stock or whatever. Although I guess we have a little bit more metal stuff in there too, but, we listen to everything from the country goes on, and that's main thing. He's super into classic country, and then Rob is more of a straight up Judas Priest, Merciful Fate guy.
Yeah.
Mike is the death metal guy. He listens to a lot of death metal and brutal black metal and stuff. And I listen to a lot of really soft wimpy music. I love Beach House, Coldplay, stuff that's so not anything to do with metal at all.
Right.
Then, we all listen to Deep Rainbow, Blue Oyster Cult, a lot of hard rock stuff, I think it's kind of something that we all agree on and we all enjoy a lot, So it just varies, but it could be anything there. Bud and I are also obsessed with 80s pop, Bud's super into Hall & Oates and I'm totally into Chicago, and we're both into both, but he's totally into Hall & Oates and I'm totally into Chicago, so it's really nerdy stuff.
Nice, so we might be seeing Exhumed on live at Daryl's house then?
I wish, dude.
So this was the perfect segue to the cheese questions of the standard Maximum Threshold interview. Is there any chance you're rocking a Devo hat and doing any covers anytime soon?
I don't think it's never what they had most of how I do like Devo. I think we could probably get away with Mongoloid. I think we'd be pretty adaptable.
Right.
To our style,
Would you wear the hat though on stage while you're doing it?
If we were playing a cover, I would wear the hat on stage, just for that's all.
Hell yes.
But in general, probably not. I wouldn't wear it to the grocery store.
Right, exactly. Who that would be ridiculous.
We did do a Madonna song, for fuck's sakes. It's Devo, you know. I always thought, like, back, you know, a few years ago when they were doing all those, like, 80s cover compilations, like, you know, all those, like, pop punk labels.
Right.
And I thought, man, it'd be funny if, like, we just did, like, a soundtrack of the 80s, and they got all their bands to do, like, an 80s song or whatever. And I even talked to them about it, and I said, man, would be, which, yeah, it's great.
Nice. So here's one now here's the other cheese factor. You're sitting at home drinking beers, man. You just got done playing the last show of a tour. You're done, you're gonna chill out, and you get the call from Manowar to don the loincloth and get up on stage and rock the fuck out. Are you in or you out?
I'm 1,000% in. Like, I'm a huge Manowar fan.
Nice.
I actually have 5 number tattoos on my leg. Like, I fucking love Manowar. I mean, the last few records haven't been that great, but who cares, you know?
Right.
One of my, you know, Gloves of Metal is one of my warm-up like, I love that riff. Love the band. Like, you know, the fucking first, like, 8 albums are all kind of in heavy rotation for me. Like, I love just traditional, good old strap heavy metal. Like, I love, like, the early Running Wild stuff and fucking, you know, like the old Halloween records and
Hell yeah.
Manowar, all that stuff. I was just like jamming like Tokyo Blade like nonstop all day yesterday.
Nice.
So, I mean, you know, I love just heavy metal, heavy fucking metal, you know. And I think that it's coming through in our sound a little bit more on this new record. Like, there's a little bit more stuff that's sort of like, yeah, just that whole man, which is kind of weird, but I think it's working. I don't think it's too overdone, you know, I hope.
Right. No, it's good, man. It's really good. And that brings me, you know, not a lot of bands, especially with the state that the music industry is in today, stay on one label for very long. It's 1 or 2 records and bye-bye, on to the next, or they're putting stuff out on their own. How have you guys managed to just keep that relationship Relapse going? I mean, and they're one of the very few that still support extreme music, and they're getting versed now too, which is really a compliment to you guys, because they're starting to, you know, they're not putting out like Britney Spears shit or anything like that, but they're kind of veering more from like when they were known for the grindcore and the death metal and stuff like that. How has that relationship lasted throughout the years?
Well, you know, I think the one that I mean, you know, I can say a lot of good things about Relapse. I mean, I can talk now, but what that always stuck with me was like, when they signed us in 1998, I mean, they were the only label that was, I mean, even remotely interested, you know what I mean? So like, how did you guys choose Relapse? Did you choose or think like, which track? Nobody was interested in the band. Nobody really gave a shit. Aside from like 100 fans in Europe or whatever. And, you know, like, I really appreciate that, you know, getting our foot in the door there. And, you know, somebody being willing to take a chance on what we're doing. And they've always, you know, we've always been realistic with them, and they've always been realistic with us. I mean, I remember the very first conversation, you know, I'm not knowing how much about rituals or business or whatever, just asking some general questions and getting like really realistic answers, you know. What I was afraid of is I was going to get some guy telling me, oh, you guys are going to be huge, and we're going to do this and that. It was like, hey, you know, cool, we're going to put out the record. It's going to be like, you know, kind of a low, medium size budget. We'll see what happens, and, you know, hopefully it can grow. And I was like, hey, this is like a normal conversation with a normal person. Awesome. And, you know, last year when our van, when we had to replace the engine in our van, they helped us out, and, you know, that was a really fucking big deal, you know. So, most of the people on the label, you know, that I know throughout the years, I mean, have become, like, friends of mine, which is pretty cool, you know. I mean, it's cool that, you know, you work with people that you like, because, I mean, there's just not enough money in this fucking music to justify looking at people that you hate, whether it's your band members or your brother or sister or whoever, you know what I mean? So.
Right on, cool, man. So is the tour starting soon, or are we waiting till the end of fall and then it's going to roll out in full force?
we have just a one-off show in Denmark at the end of this month in Copenhagen, and at the end of awesome. Especially starting now. And then from there we leave to do the Dying Fetus tour, which is going to be the entire month of October, basically. Then remember, we're actually looking at going into Russia for the first time, and we're over there. So we're here to rest, and then we have a couple weeks next month to rest, and then won't be much rest until like Christmas time, and then we'll see what happens there,
Right.
I mean, most of us don't really work regular jobs. We just try to play as much as we possibly can, We kind of take that like 70s band, some couple hundred shows a year, put out a record every year and a half, and just like, if you have momentum, just like keep rolling with it, and it's been working for us, so I'm stoked.
Nice, very good, very good. So that when you get over to Russia, is that your gig, or you going with Fetus over there too, or?
That'll be our gig. I think actually they were just there, if I remember correctly. I think the same brothers doing their stuff. I get confused on all the ins and outs of who's doing what and all that stuff. I'm not a lot of bands, especially nowadays, are like really keyed into all that stuff, and I'm not so much. I kind of just trust our gauge, just tell them, just whatever, just do it.
Right.
It makes my life easier,
Absolutely. So now that you got some help in the band, are you kind of taking off a lot of the hats that you were wearing and letting other people get their hands dirty a little bit, so it's a little more relaxing and enjoyable for you? It's not so stressful, make you pull your hair out?
Well, it's definitely more of a team effort, and especially because being on the road is sort of the main thrust of what we do as a band. We all work together. Each person has a little thing that they usually handle, whether it's merch or whether it's driving the van, or whether it's putting new brakes on the van, or whether it's keeping in touch with the people that we work with for instruments to make sure everything's working, that kind of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of shit that goes on like day to day that is really boring. It has nothing to do with music.
Right.
It just has to get done, and it's really nice to have everybody involved in the whole thing, whether it's the music or the ideas for the show, or fucking figuring out what to do with our van and how to like fix it. So it's cool, man. It's like a family vibe the whole time. We're just like idiotic brothers who just drive around the country and drunk and wrestling each other and shit. So
right.
Good times. And getting stuff done at the same time, so it's not too bad.
Nice. And am I correct? Did I not see a picture of your van trashed on the internet? Not too long ago. Was that you?
Oh, yeah, that's probably when we got the new engine in there.
Right. Yep. That's what it was.
Yeah, and then when we played with Ancient Vancouver, they tore the paper out, man. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
That's how you know that's how you know your friends, right? You care enough to vandalize.
Right. Exactly. I'm sure you guys never do anything like that in return, right?
No, not us.
Exactly.
We've never pied anyone in the face on stage. We would never do anything like that.
That's right, because it's not metal.
Exactly. We're very serious all the time. All we think about is death and whatever.
The important stuff.
Right.
Exactly. Cool, Matt. Well, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to talk with us, and good luck on the tour, and we'll definitely see you when you get here to Cleveland. Maybe we can talk again with you and some of the other guys. And before I let you go, can I get you to do me a favor, do a promo ID for us? Say your name.
Yeah, totally.
Say your name, the band you're in. You're listening to Maximum Threshold Radio, and throw out anything crazy at the end that you want.
All right. Just whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Officially. Hey, what's up? Exhumed, and you are getting your brain melted by Maximum Threshold Radio. So you should probably turn it up, man.
Sweet. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate it. And we'll talk to you soon. Be safe out on the road. Good luck at that beer pong gauntlet that's been thrown down tonight. I hope you bring the trophy home, and be safe out there, and we'll see you in Cleveland in October.
Cheers, buddy. Sounds awesome.
All right, man. Thanks, buddy.